Hey, welcome back, man.
That's good.
Ign'ant Sports, episode 34.
Yes, sir. Brought to you by the
Truth.
Dream Shake. He wanted to say the truth, but I want to say the Dream Shake. The Hakeem Olajuwon.
Fair enough.
Articulated. The man who else helped develop my big man game. Got the Mikhail over here with the up and under. Got the Hakeem with the Dream Shake when I got my back against the basket. You know, all of that. So
that was a good one. That's very good. But who's your honorable mention too that you had? Because you can't leave out the big man.
Oh yeah, you already know Shaq. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's who I first recognized as 34. Because when I was a kid, Shaq was playing, and Pierce wasn't yet, and I was like, oh, he's big, he's cool.
Exactly. Right.
And I didn't really even watch basketball, but I was like, oh, Shaq is cool. He's like, because he was like always trying to do his other things too, like even though I never watched his like movies or like listen to his music, it's like you would see Shaq everywhere. He was more of like a media icon and a basketball player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we think free agency stuff. I guess like over the past week, you could say it's been.
Yeah, you guys do the math. I think we might have went over a little over the week, maybe edited.
Yeah, but today, I mean, when people are watching this, it'll probably be around the what's today? Right now, the 6th, something like that. So probably around the 6th, 7th at the latest.
Right, exactly.
But I don't expect too much craziness to happen between then and then.
We can have.
I guess like the official trade. I'm sorry, not trade. Like free agency starts on the 6th, like today. So I'm not sure what time, but because a lot of these deals are like deals, but then they say that the official free agency starts on the 6th. So I'm not sure if we'll just see like a bunch more trades later today, or trades, deals, whatever you want to call them.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
but I think that now's like a good time to at least catch up on all the craziness that has happened so far.
Yes, sir.
So it's starting with someone with a trade that isn't, or a deal that isn't even a deal yet, but like, so KD isn't happy again. Like,
yeah.
What's your take on this?
So I was just like, sure, like I want to say like KD. Well, actually, no, because I really felt like before I saw the KD just wants to be traded, it was the very blasphemous one where it was like KD trades to Golden State, and it was like, oh no, like I was like, and I was just like, you know what, I give it a pass. I was like, I don't remember back then, because I am definitely one in the ignorant category when it comes to trades. Like, I'm cool on learning about it, but like I know people who be like, oh, we got this cap space and all of that. I'd be like, you dedicate some of your life to learning all of that? Like they be knowing like the back of their hand, and I'm just like, that's not even your money, and you know it better than your own money. So like I just fight about the trades, but yeah, and I was just like, sure, but good for you. You just missed out if it goes through. But I was just like, kind of like, this would be kind of weird if you were the one that wanted to leave, if you got to leave on your own back then. Now I understand if he had got traded to Brooklyn, okay, and you want to come back, for sure, that was because that's how it be sometimes, right? Whereas it's like people be up for grabs, but it's not their choice, and the teams just be like, here, you get over here, you send over here. So I was like, that's where I stand. Like wherever, if it was his choice back then, if it wasn't, okay then.
He definitely chose to leave the first time.
Okay, just make sure. So I was just like, but hey, to each his own. Like, I've always been the type to be like a Kobe, a Damian Lillard. That's what I'm talking about right now. Whereas it's like, I'm gonna try to live and die with the franchise I'm with.
Like I'm at Stafford.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. He was like, he tried.
I'm just playing with Stafford.
Right, but yeah, like I get both sides. Where it's just like, especially in today's time, it seems like a little bit more tougher on both sides of the conference. Whereas it's like back then, it kind of was like not so tough, I feel like.
When you were talking, it kind of reminded me of like the stock market and how like crypto's been like so up and down, and it seems like Kevin, if he goes back to Golden State, he sold low and he's buying high. Like he's like he left at the wrong time, and now maybe he's coming back at the wrong time. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, who knows? And the fact that like it was like if he does come back, like of course he's gonna have to get something up good. And I was like, I think I've seen different things where it was like Poole is gonna be included, and Andrew Wiggins, and maybe both from one link. And I was just like, yeah, you're just doing too much. Like,
right?
That's too like. I mean, Andrew Wiggins, I'm not gonna give him too much value, but like,
you know what's funny?
He came through.
So on my trip, reason why we haven't had an episode is I just moved back to T-Max time zone, actually not too far away. So we were back in the same hood, and I was listening to some old podcasts. You know who Alonzo Bowden is?
Alonzo who?
Bowden, Boden.
I will have to see his face, but
he's a hilarious comic. He's one of my favorite comics. I will show you his face and his podcast. He's a very smart, funny dude. But nevertheless, he was talking. I was listening to like his backlog because I used to listen to him a lot, and then for some reason I kind of just like stopped listening to podcasts altogether. And on my ride, I just needed something to kill the time. So I was listening to him again, but I was listening to stuff like from way back in like October, like November, December, and he mentioned Andrew Wiggins because if you recall, Wiggins wouldn't get the shot earlier in the league, like earlier in the year, and he like wasn't playing with Golden State, so he was like a fringe player, and I forgot all about that because of how pivotal like he became, like pretty much Finals MVP damn near. So it's funny that he went from like Kyrie, like I'm not playing, to we're not paying you, okay, I'll get the shot, where Kyrie was like, nah man, fuck that shit, and just like stuck with it. And just it's still funny that like the Nets just like caved. Like I still think that we don't give them enough shit for that, where they're like, you're gonna, like, every player plays every game, and Kyrie's like, not me, and they're like, okay.
And we'll jump on that wagon later, but
because like all these players are involved right now. Like Wiggins became like this pivotal player who, it was just funny that it went from like that to that, and then Kyrie is now part of, like, you got that whole thing to deal with Kevin saying that he's not happy because now apparently they're both like a combo deal, like they want to go to like a new team together, from like what I've heard, which is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not the biggest on the trade, so this is going to be interesting seeing what transpires.
Over under right now / your bets, like where do you think, like you just gotta say one team, where do you think Kevin and or Kyrie end up?
All right, so I wasn't gonna go KD. Okay, because let me say this, I've only been seeing for KD for Golden State. Is there any other option that better has been mentioned?
I hate to say it, but I've heard the Lakers like would try to move all their stuff around to try and get those two.
And I felt like I did see that.
I've also heard Miami. I've also heard there was one other decent team. Memphis.
Okay. So my bet is still Lakers on Lakers. My bet is still Golden State. We might have a running, but like we're definitely gonna have to get maybe some picks to try to like minimize the damage of the roster wise, like giving up people. But if anything, I mean, it's probably gonna have to be 2-3 if Westbrook is not included in that. I imagine he'll be the one included. That's that for him. And then for the Kyrie part, it was like Kyrie for Russell, and I was kind of like bittersweet. I never want to send the LA native away, but he played good when he did play.
Why would Kyrie leave LeBron just to go back to LeBron?
That part I didn't think about.
That's like the same thing KD, like if KD goes back to Golden State, that's like Kyrie going back to LeBron. It's like, we all liked it better in the past.
Exactly. It's what this was kind of going on in the fighting game scene, where some players they're like, why won't these developers just admit they're wrong? They were wrong in the first place. And so it's kind of like it would be like that kind of situation where it's just like, oh, I was wrong. Like I actually wanted to be here. Like the angle I was gonna attack was the one that was the biggest for Kyrie, where it was like, we're all done with the whole little situation, right? Like if he came to us, right, like he can play all games, right?
Unless he goes to one of those states, unless he goes to Florida or some shit.
It's like, because if not, then I don't want that.
He ain't getting through the Lakers like that, or Golden State, or any of those teams that are in California that have common sense.
I was like, we don't need that over here. We'll just take our Westbrook over here and keep him, and hope he gets his life together and figure out how he wants to be on this team. Or maybe it wasn't. Well, I mean, no, it had to be. It was some of him because Frank can't shoot the ball for him too. So.
For some reason, I got a feeling deep down that neither of them are going to leave, and they're both going to be on Brooklyn next year, because for some reason it just seems like too big of a move, I would say, for them to leave this early.
Yeah, if anything, I can see KD leaving, but like let the free agency kind of go somewhere. It's just like, okay, let some other big things happen, and then be like, all right, maybe they work out some kinks wherever you go to, but yeah. I wouldn't be surprised though if they both stay.
Well, that's our guess for that. We could go on forever, so let's move on to let's let free agency go to our top 5 we got here. Jokic got 5 years, 270. These are all like, I would say, A players, except for Bradley Beal. He's maybe like a B-ish. But they... B+. Yeah. He's a B+ player on like a C- team. So like it averages out to like, you can't really notice it in the end.
Yeah, because I'm like I don't want to give him in, because I really do feel like because I don't, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had like 50+ games. He started having some 50-point games, or like 40 points. Like, so it was like, okay, you starting to show like kind of like you could be the man for whatever team you had, but you still nowhere to be found.
I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't watch a ton of Washington Wizards last year, so that could.
And it might not even. I don't think for last year. I might be going off of like before we did all this. Like 2 years ago maybe. Because like,
I didn't even watch it last year, 2 years ago. I think I took basketball off for the most part.
Right. So, but either way, like you get your respect, Bradley B.
So, Jokic made sense though. Denver, I guess, 5 years. I mean, it seems like a move that it's like, okay, like these teams kind of tend to do that. Like, Giannis gets paid, LeBron gets paid, like all these players like get paid. So like, what's his name, Luka, I don't think he's gotten paid yet, but when it's his turn he'll get paid, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when it's his turn, like I'd be surprised if Mark really wouldn't have too much of a say, but
no, like he's loyal, especially down there, like because it's such a it seems like it's such a homegrown kind of thing, and they have had like some success with what's his name, Nowitzki in the past.
Yeah, I'm still just waiting on Mark. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's the hold up, but I'm like, can you make some kind of more moves for my boy Luka? Like, you seen the way he played his playoffs. Like,
well, hopefully.
One more consistent piece.
I mean, the trade deadline lasts pretty far into the season, so like from now until when the trade deadline ends, I think that there's quite a bit that they can do. Hashtag IAS. I just assume that there is. I don't know.
Right.
Cat made sense though at Minnesota for 4 years, 224.
Yeah, because he has been the more consistent out of him, Anthony, and then who's the other one? Natty and D'Angelo.
I was just gonna ask who was the other one. I know there's another one.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking of D'Angelo.
Are we? Nah, he's not that good.
But he was like kind of like, I want to say the whole season we were like that was like their big three, which was really not biggest. Really, like I'm big 1.5, 2 some days when Anthony want to play good.
I'm gonna type in the Timberwolves roster, see what we're working with here. I could have sworn there's like, man, they couldn't have given this to me in like a more weird way.
All right, exactly.
I'm like, all right, let's see. Anthony Edwards, wasn't he pretty good?
Yeah, that's what they say. Anthony and.
Oh well, I thought you meant, okay. So we had like the two Anthonys, two with Anthony in their name.
Yeah, exactly.
See, you can't use someone's first name and expect me to assume that you're using someone's first name and not their middle name. Because if you said Edwards, there's only one Edwards, but you're like, well, Anthony. So you chose the most common denominator.
I did. I was like, I'm your last name is escaping me, and I just saw an Instagram video of you yesterday. But I was like, even though that definitely didn't have, I'm pretty sure your last name anyway. But it was escaping me, but I was just like, if he does, he'll know where I'm coming at.
So they got the 2 Anthonys and then D'Angelo Russell. I can accept that. I can accept Russell as the 3rd.
And after seeing this roster, that's the one I was talking about.
No, that's for sure. Cool.
Yeah, so back to the so of course him, and then of course Devin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Second,
what's Chris Paul's deal looking like? Is he going to be there forever?
Who?
Chris Paul. Do we know? Do we have to type it in? I'm not going to type it in.
Oh yeah, I have to look and see because I thought you meant off of how I'm feeling, and I'm like,
no, I just meant do you know if he's gonna be there for 2 more years, 3 more years, does he have a 1 more year? Is he gonna be up soon? Do you know what his situation is?
Yeah, definitely don't know his situation.
That's all good.
But yeah, I can imagine he'll give it a try again.
Booker really did disappear that last game and second to last game of their season.
Yeah,
so.
I think he'll forgive him. He'll be like, yo, pull that again. I'm gonna be trying to get to the Lakers like I tried 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
He basically pulled a Jason Tatum. He just played well earlier and then was like, I'm gonna leave.
Yep.
I'll still be here. They gave Ja 5 years and 193. I wonder of those 5 years how many games he will miss due to injury.
Hopefully not too many.
I mean, this last season he was injured 4 times, and we only watched the second half of the year.
Exactly right. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully not, because he's still one of those players where he looks like he still came out of high school / first year college. We'll say the rare first year college, because even some first year colleges they got more bulk than him, and he's still skin and bones.
Mm-hmm.
So I think adding more weight would not always end the problem, but
I feel like he needs to add more lower body mass, so his ankles don't keep work out your calves or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a physician.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We're not.
Or just do some yoga or some shit, maybe some of that muscle stretching stuff, so you have more dexterity. We just don't want it to end up being another. It seems like it could be another D Rose kind of explosive, going crazy, but then gets injured a lot, and then very high highs, but then his low is he's not available. So
exactly. When your team needed you the most.
Speaking of which, look at this right here. They just mentioned not much later, Pelicans forward Zion Williamson got a 5-year extension for $231, which is basically bigger than Ja's deal. And they say here, reminder, he's played 85 games in 3 seasons. So that's exactly what I'm talking about here. They're just expecting him to come through at some point in time. And
he's looking like the Greg Oden. You remember?
I knew there was there was a few players like that. That name sounds familiar.
Portland Blazers. Yeah, Portland Trailblazers.
No, I don't remember the exact names. So he was one of those players who was just people who they drafted him and paid him on potential, but it never came to.
Yeah, it never came to, because I was I can't remember if even from the jump, if he didn't even get to play. He played 1 game, I felt and then it was the injury, and then it was just they tried to bring it back, but it was nah. Or either way, I just remember it was just one of those where it's just kind of like a grand hair, where it's you have your highs, and it was just injuries is just written you you don't you couldn't be as great as you wanted to be, and it's just hopefully this is not for him, because you really hate to see it for the big man.
Yep.
It's just I'm a big man, and I you mean to tell me I gotta get skinny just to have a career?
Then the last one on the list here, your man Darius Garland in Cleveland got a it didn't say exactly what his deal was, but it said he's agreed to almost an identical deal. So I guess that would be 231 with 5 years. Yeah, which is pretty awesome for him.
Yeah, definitely awesome. Awesome for him. I was gonna combine obvious or something. I don't know where that word came from my head.
Yeah, that's good. Then there's Rudy Gobert. What did they trade all the first round picks or something?
I was I couldn't believe. I was just you wanted him this bad? All right, let's see.
Yeah, they traded Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Walker Kessler, I guess. Okay, they're just saying where the person came from. Leandro Bolmaro, Jared Vanderbilt, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 first round picks.
All for Rudy Gobert. That sounds like you should do that for a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, anybody else.
Minnesota Timberwolves So that was the team that we just looked up, right? Like with Cat and all them?
Yeah.
Okay, so now they got Rudy Gobert. So they got Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and Rudy Gobert. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah, like on the.
They're going for a title this year, basically, is what they're saying.
Oh yeah, that was what I was like. What else you needed more help on the defense end, because that's all Rudy's really going to bring. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was Defensive Player of the Year, but then he got 5 years. So I was like, not to give him take too much slack away, like he's still no Shaquille O'Neal. Right. Like when I saw all that, like the way the articles was coming out, I was like what kind of deals is people doing for him?
And we just like unironically checked the Timberwolves roster. Like of all the 30 teams, we checked that one roster, and like I didn't see like a fifth player to make them a championship level team. And we watched the whole postseason, so. All right, let's just see what happens.
Exactly. And then I guess they're saying Jalen Brunson went to the Knicks.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was the very first deal that I saw in free agency, because I felt bad for Luka. Basically, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, no, he's got to work the whole damn time.
I was just like, bro, tell me it wasn't his option. Like, cause right. I was just like,
he was like one of my favorite parts of watch. Like aside from Doncic, he was one of my favorite parts of watching the Mavs.
It's like Luka calling another speed dialing mark. Like, what's going on?
Well, that's why I had Brunson in mind when we just mentioned, we have from now until the trade deadline for them to find something, another piece or two for him.
Yeah.
Imagine KD to Dallas. That'd be deadly.
It would be, and
it'd be new and fresh.
It would be new, fresh.
It's close to Oklahoma.
I would like to see who would want to take the role of play off the ball, because I guess KD, because he kind of did when James was there, right?
Excuse me.
When it was all three? Am I tripping? Am I making up a story? Am I making a team?
I mean, I feel like when James was still there, it was like anyone could be bringing it up. Like they had like a very multifaceted offense.
Yeah. But I was trying to remember. Like I feel like I guess you could say Golden State. That would be more on the lines of where he kind of like took the backstage. Like he didn't. He kind of was like, I can be second. Second option is what I'm saying. Because it's like
I think I could still always the first option, but I think then they also had Steph, who was also the first option. You know how they say like 1A and 1B? I think they were just both 1A. Like they were just like there was no 1B. Like there was a clear definitive Clay as in like a 1C, but like there were two first places.
Yeah.
Like they shared in the helm.
But even with that, at least like
he wasn't the main option though. It's like what you're saying. Like he wasn't the clear definitive number one.
Yeah. Like as long as he experienced some of that, because like I don't see Luka not having any problems. Sharing the ball, let him have more touches if that was to ever go through. But yeah, it'd be nice to see. You'd be wondering to see how it comes in crunch time. Because who is the coach?
Of Dallas?
Jay Kidd anymore.
You said that's some new guy, don't they?
Yeah, because Jay is at
Brooklyn,
right?
Yeah, I'll let you do the clicking on this one.
Yeah, because I was just like, where am I? Alright, does it say off the top of the roster?
Nah.
No, where do I have to go?
Google.
Right? Wait, whoever coaches for Dallas. Also too much longer, but because we're talking about hypothetical, like mad hard.
Right.
Like, I don't think now anybody can post in the comment section any links to be like, there's one person who's like rumor has it.
Right.
This man might make KD, might make it to Dallas.
No, that was just a hypothetical for sure.
Even though so they lose Jalen and Reggie is for sure will kind of be the next option, but I think the better option would be lose Spencer from the bench and now he's the new point guard, so I think Luka could still play.
Who was?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like their best bench option.
Yeah, I remember.
So I would feel like he would possibly get a chance to be inserted into that point guard position, unless they can find somebody else.
I would be remiss if I did not mention my Boston Celtics. We made a couple of little moves here. see they mentioned this person here, Danilo Gallinari. I've heard the name Gallinari. I didn't know his first name was Danilo. But I knew of the Malcolm Brogdon, which we traded Daniel Theis, Aaron Nesmith, Nick Stauskas-Smith, Malik Fitz, Juwan Morgan, and a 2023 first round pick. So literally like 3 unnameable players, one person who played about an average of like 7 minutes a series, or like per game each series, and then I don't even know who Juwan Morgan is. Do you know who Juwan Morgan is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, so, but I've heard that this Brogdon gentleman is formidable, so people in the Boston subreddit were very happy with this deal. So I too am happy with this deal.
Right, exactly. Am I tripping? Oh, Nick. Yeah, I got the Nick Stocks guy.
Yeah, that was Nick Stocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Was it right? I was like, I think I just looked him up recently. This Morgan guy, I don't know, but yeah, you got a corner 3 in Gallinari.
Cool.
Got it today.
We need whatever we can get.
Yep.
We just need our core to get better.
Yeah, like he can help on the boards. I think he kind of, even with this season, he kind of still kind of drove every now and then. Like he's not the same one from Denver though. He's still not the same guy. That Gallinari was like, yo, Carmelo, take a break. Like I can run the offense. I got it. You can give us some problems. It was bittersweet.
We need it.
Exactly so.
So I see some stuff from the Hawks here. That's cool. I see some stuff from Houston here. That's whatever. I'm not looking to like break down every little tiny bit of.
Chicago's getting Zach. Okay, 5 year.
Yep. I saw that. But see, like that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like these are such that's kind of what I was getting at before. Like it wasn't to make fun of whoever the B player was, Beal. Like I was kind of saying that it was all A's because there's no like A+ deals. Like there's no LeBron James, there's no Steph Curry, there's no KD that's been announced yet. There's no like even Kyrie would be like a big name. These are all like the next tier down names that have been solidified. So I'm not saying this has been like boring, but it just seems like a lot of business as usual, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Gobert one is like the only crazy one.
Oh yeah, that definitely was crazy because I was kind of like I thought one of them would have been. Like, I thought he would have stayed, like and be like, yo, still try to help Donovan Mitchell, and that was not the case.
I mean, I don't think it looked like it was his choice, the way he got.
Yeah, exactly.
But it just is what it is. So maybe we'll see some more interesting stuff. I'm like actually looking down on our second link, and I can't even see anything different that they had there. I didn't read the first one as fully to see how much that they kind of did cover the whole league for the most part. But yeah, I'm curious like if there's anything else that will happen. It basically is all I'm getting at. Like any other big moves from now until the start of training camp / the season.
Yeah. One of the other interesting ones that of course popped up was Gary Payton too.
What happened with him?
He did a multi-year deal with Portland.
Oh, good for him.
Instead of sticking with Golden State.
Good for him and good for Dame, so he can get a little bit of help.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was like, good for Dame on that end. I was like, I mean, Golden State is really not crying, but well, there go one decent bench player, right. Like brought back, but it was like people in the conversation was like, yo, get your money, so it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta think for you, about you, like, and that's kind of like what I was touching on earlier, where it's just like when it comes to the championships, like AD is like, he seems like on the track to just like, where's my best chances that I feel like can get a championship, even though I still feel like it's questionable. He wasn't thinking that way when he left, but
well, he just wanted to be the man, he wanted to do it himself.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what it was more of that, and it was like, because back then I can't remember, was Kyrie there first, or did they both like get there?
I think they did like a LeBron and Chris Bosh where they kind of went at the same time.
Yeah, right, one after another.
I'm pretty sure.
And maybe that's probably like I don't feel like it was kind of that. I remember seeing those kind of articles where it was like, rumor is like there was some behind the scenes work with KD and Kyrie, and then like, because I wouldn't, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Like if text messages come out years later.
No way. With like little emojis too over like Facebook Messenger.
Right.
Hey,
yeah,
bro.
I'm headed to Brooklyn, and just talk to your agent and then figure out what you need to do. See you over there, man.
100 emoji.
Exactly. Man, let's do this. New stadium. Jay-Z's gonna be in your courtside.
Well, now to finish off with the most important part of this aspect, I'm in the Mohegan Sun Stadium because we are loosely following the WNBA, and so I need to point out that the Sparks are below 500 by one game. They are 10 and 11.
Point that out.
10 and 11. Which, hey, you guys looks like you're still in the running for the playoffs. It looks like there's an 8-team playoffs because I see 1 through 8 here listed, meaning 4 teams do not get in. So that is about the same as the NBA, I want to say. Like NBA is you let in 16 teams. Okay, so that's 14 teams. So yeah, it's a much bigger percentage here to actually get in.
Yes, I would say definitely bigger percentage.
Well, because I forgot that it was 8 out of like the whole league. There's only 12 in the whole league.
Exactly.
I was thinking there was like 2 conferences or something, but yeah. So Chicago Sky 15 and 5 leading the way. Then the Las Vegas Aces 15 and 6. Las Vegas Aces is a pretty good team name. I bet that like the football team might have wanted that, or baseball team, or the hockey team, the Golden Knights might have been like, oh, can we be the Aces? It's like, no, we already got the Aces.
Exactly.
And then we got Connecticut and Seattle are tied at 14 and 8, and Washington, Atlanta are right above you guys. So it looks like y'all can make it in.
Yes, but it's getting ready to 8-12, 5-18. Yeah.
When's the? I'm checking the schedule here. Like, when's the postseason start? I wonder in this thing, because like it can't be that much. Because like this ends in August, doesn't it? I think it ends in August. I'm gonna check August first. Okay, August 7th we got regular games. Let me check August. 14th.
August 18th.
I see.
14th was the last.
Yep. You're right. Yep. To be decided on the 14th. After that, cool. So we have basically another month and a half of women's basketball, which has been fun to watch. I really just catch the highlights whenever I do catch it, but it's cool. They have pretty good shooters. It seems like both leagues are very 3-point oriented, but
definitely they are. Because as I've kind of mentioned before, it's like not too much athleticism, so even though a layup is still a layup, you get it when you can, but they definitely know how to shoot the 3 ball.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know how to word it. I think the athleticism is more kind of like close to the floor, like dribbling, and less like dunking, because it still requires, like how we were talking about before, I play in tennis, like we're gonna get tired. Like if we were out there, we'd be getting winded too, but it's just not the same physical type. It's just a different it's like there's a bunch of people like us out there that can't reach the rim.
Yep.
So but like that's actually like the part that I like about it, because I'm like, yeah, that looks like what I would be able to do, whereas when I watch the NBA, it's like I could never do half of that stuff.
Yeah, I can never imagine.
Right?
Yeah,
it's like,
how long do you was in the air for 2 seconds?
I guess I can, because sometimes I'm playing basketball with my cousin. It means we're shooting in his driveway, and like I can dunk on his hoop that's like 8 feet off the ground. He's like, You can dunk, and I'm like, it's right here. I'm like, yes, I can dunk. Like you bring me to the park, and I can no longer dunk.
Exactly. It's like that extra 2 feet. It really makes a difference.
Right.
It truly does.
But yeah, it's been a good watch overall. I guess I got like no comment, honestly. Overall, like I don't really know like any of the players, I guess, would be like one of the things that makes it so I'm like, yeah, it's harder for me to get into, but I will do my best. Like I don't know who to not like. So like it seems like everyone's relatively likable. So
exactly.
It's like I hope everyone has a good game.
Right. Like is there because
it's just so easy to hate LeBron. It's been so easy my like whole basketball watching career to not like somebody. So
right. That's so funny. I thought we were on the WNBA trade, and I was like, yeah, I don't know who we're out, because I'm gonna mention, like, I don't know if there's any rivals developed yet. Like,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no equivalent right now. Like, I would have to get more into like my team, and it's like whoever our Lakers matchup is.
exactly. Whether it be the Lakers, but like they might be from Connecticut, but that's okay. You know, like,
Right.
we don't like LA. Like too close to Massachusetts. I was like, what's your name in your state?
I mean, it's the only New England basketball team, so it might as well be Massachusetts and or New England.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So we'll have to think of something, man, to get in the Discord, because we say hop in the Discord, but I don't know what we'd be talking about right now.
Yeah, you could just hop in and just talk to us.
Hop in, get ready for this NFL, because it's coming. You know, the big time is coming. The big stuff is right around the corner. Like, this is, for lack of better terms, the off season. I hear baseball exists. I hear that Boston is not good and the Yankees are good. I don't know about, how are the Dodgers? Are they good?
I hadn't checked our record, but I think we did win. I always get the updates, but that last one I didn't check.
Baseball is weird too, because I feel like the teams go from like good to not good, like really, like every year. Like, you know, it's like, oh, we were really good, and then it's like, oh, we suck now. It's like, oh, this and this and that. It's like, damn, like just like that. It's like, yeah, just like that.
Yeah, that's how I definitely felt about our Dodgers. We were like, before because I think we kind of been making postseason back to back at least 2-3 times. But in the beginning, where it was looking like, oh, okay, we got a core now, right? And it was like, but we didn't make it, and it was just like, and then we made it, and then we didn't make it, and it was like, okay, bro, like this is like, yeah, like first I can't even watch it, and then two, like just trying to keep up with it, just stat wise. Like, how you guys doing? But yeah, we 51-29, so I think that's like when I see 50s, you know, and we're leading the NL West, so that's saying something. Actually, yeah, we're leading the National League, because we actually have one win over the New York Mets. So
the Mets are they doing? They're good right now. The Mets.
Yeah, they're 50-31. So we're like, you know,
I don't remember a time in my life where people said the Mets were good, but there you go.
Exactly.
See the
times
Mets.
have changed. How about them Chicago Cubs though? 33-48. You know, Chicago's still waiting.
I'll never know, man. I can never keep up on all that, because by the time baseball starts, like, I'm into basketball, and by the time baseball ends, I'm already into football. So I'm just never gonna have, and I never care about any like middle parts of seasons typically, unless it's now. You know, if we're trying to follow things specifically.
Yeah, I think it was an interesting tweet. Anyway, it was a post yesterday. They was like, NBA has Christmas lockdown, and if us things even lockdown, it was like, heck, NHL has New Year's lockdown. It was like, baseball, what are you waiting for 4th of July? And I was like, you know, it's not known as America's sport right now. You know, as some people that you're loved in the sports, and like it makes sense. Like you do fireworks at the stadiums, right? So it's like, you know, why not? You know, but.
Yeah. You would think. I assume that they play a lot of games, but you're saying they don't like market it like that.
Yeah, like I think like that's what I took from the post. How like how like NBA clearly be like we know, you know, Christmas you open presents, but hey, like here's a present from us, you know.
You're saying like start like one baseball game at like 8 a.m. and like run them all day or something. Yeah,
you know, something, you know, or like even like maybe like, you know, like, well, both leagues they do like 2-3 games, you know, and it's like spread out throughout the day, you know. But that's what I got from the post. But I might be ignorant, and that post might be ignorant, and it'll be like, jokes on you.
I feel like
at least they do play.
I would have to have like some betting element involved. Like I could never watch baseball without like there being some kind of money on the line.
We had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So they have 14 games, but yeah, I guess like the point was like you don't advertise. They don't advertise like to make it more about the other games on that day. But I don't know. Yeah. You know, so I know we won that day though. We beat the Colorado Rockies 5-3.
I don't understand how the betting works either here. It's like, so the line is Cleveland minus 178. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Cleveland Guardians? Oh, they did change their name, didn't they? Bro, they're called the Cleveland Guardians now.
Instead of, what was the Indians?
Yeah, I guess they can't, like what you call it, Washington, led the way with the revolutionizing of the
getting rid of Indians, in relation to Native Indians, Americans, all of that.
So I was driving to California, and I saw in Arizona that the Navajo have these stands on the side of the road, and they call their stands Indian stores, and I'm like, so they don't even care.
Because for sure in the West Side, and like going more into like some of Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, I want to say, but that's where they got pushed. So there is supposed to be still some actual Indians, Well,
But to me, I always thought the term Indian was like the white man's way to call a Native American.
Right. Which is funny. That's why it clicked to me, and I was like, "Am I saying something wrong?" And I was like, "I am." So
yeah, because like they're using the word basically. It's like they're owning it basically. It's like what I'm saying. Like, it said specifically like Indian store owned by Navajo tribes, like OGs, and I'm like, because when I read it at first, like I read it and I'm like, I took a double take. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, Indian stores, like it's because it seemed like the kind of thing that you'd have like Jim Smith running. It's like, check out our authentic Indian store with our authentic Indian artifacts.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember when I learned that, and I was just like, that's funny. Like, I was like, that's how America gets you. It's like it doesn't click. Whereas it's like you definitely had learned about work history in India, but yet it's like some of these people in North America so called Indians.
But long story short, the line is Cleveland negative 178, and I don't know what that means. The over-under is 7.5. We can figure that out at least. I think that what they're saying is that Cleveland is a favorite, and I don't really know what the 178 means. I guess I'd have to just watch a YouTube video like explain this, because this is how hockey works as well. Like if you want to bet on a hockey game, they don't just go like, because in these low-scoring games, they don't want to say like a team is like a 0.5 favorite or this or that, because the number is like too fractional. I think it's like it would really be like a 0.2 favorite or something, like point, like and you can't really bet in that manner. Like you can't bet like, because either they're going to get the 1 point or 0 points, and it's like that's kind of what you do the 0.5 for. But they're saying this is like going to be too much closer to 0, and you can't bet the fraction of a point. So they make it like, I think you have to bet the whole team. Like there is no money line, and there's no spread. Excuse me. There's no spread with baseball and hockey. There is only the money line, and then they will tell you who the favorite is in the money line. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit trickier overall, but that's the only way that I can get into this, is if I was like, who's the favorite tonight?
Yeah, that's sad. Maybe one day down the line, but that day will be today. That day will be about WNBA. Today will be WNBA, NBA, football.
I mean, we're going to have the preseason starting before the WNBA ends, so we'll have 2 leagues running simultaneously.
Yep, y'all look forward to that.
Yes, sir. Any other thoughts for today?
Just follow us. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Links all in the description. Join the Discord. And yeah, just like we say, get kind of really like get ready for this NFL. We'll be going over some WNBA. Try to.
Yep, we'll come back with more free agency stuff next week, and try to get back on a regular schedule and figure it all out.
Yeah, as long as we are not on deathbed. Everybody's doing good, healthy.
Yeah, I think we're good for now.
Yeah, that should only be the only thing stopping us now. So.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, until next time.
Yeah, catch you guys later.
All right, man.